Hello folks, I am Ayushput and today on behalf of AWS Cloud Community LPU, I'll be showing how to use RDS service and we will see how to connect MySQL Workbench from the local system to DB instance. So let's get started. First we will search for RDS. RDS is a managed relational database service by AWS. Let us wait. Here we will go to the databases and click on create database. The first option is like to choose a database creation method. There are two ways, like the standard create and the easy create. In standard create we can set the configurations like for availability, security, backups, whereas in easy creates by default best configurations are used. Now moving to the engine options. Amazon RDS is available on different database instance types like Amazon Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB and many others, and these instances are highly optimized for input-output operations and for memory, and it gives us the better performance. Here I'll be going with the MySQL engine type and we'll be using the MySQL Community Edition. This is the version that we are going to use. Now moving to the template, like we have to select a template that will meet our use case. Like here we are only learning and exploring RDS, so there are various templates like production. It provides us the high availability and fast performance, and the dev test is mainly used for testing, and free tier is used by the learners to explore the AWS RDS service, as it provides us 750 hours of DB T2 micro instance, so we can use it for free and no additional charges will be there in the free tier. Now moving to the settings. So first there is a DB instance identifier. So like what is a DB instance? So DB instance is an isolated database environment in the AWS cloud, and DB instance identifier is the name of our DB instance. Like you can give a name here. Going to the credential settings, the master username is like the admin here, and either we can go for an auto generate a password or we can set a password for the master. So now moving to the DB instance classes. DB instance class, this determines the computational and the memory capacity of the DB instance. Now we can see there are many options, and by default in the free tier burstable classes are eligible, and which uses the db.t2 micro type, and here we have 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM, and it is not an EBS optimized, means the storage is not optimized for better performance. And in the storage type we have to select which type of storage we can go, like we have provisioned IOPS, SSD, it's faster, and we can go for the slower like magnetic. We'll be going with the general purpose SSD, it comes in the free tier, and for the storage it will be the 20 GB. In storage auto scaling feature, what it does is it monitors the storage consumption and it dynamically scales up database storage when the provisioned storage is fully used. Like here I have provisioned 20 GB storage, so when it is fully used, then the storage auto scaling feature will dynamically scale the storage. Now if we are using storage auto scaling feature, we have to specify the maximum storage threshold. It's like we have to specify the limit of the storage up to which the DB instance can demand, right? And here we have specified the 1000. Like now we are going to the availability and durability. In this we have multi-easy deployments. So what happens in this is like uh, multiple DB instances are launched in the different availability zones. And like what is this standby instance? So what happens is RDS creates a first a primary DB instance, and then it synchronously replicates the data to a standby instance. Now the standby instance, it's like another DB instance that is in a different availability zone. So like why we do it? So that it prevents from the single point of failure. Like if due to any reason the primary DB, that is a primary database, goes down, we don't have to face any downtime. We can use the standby DB instance. So in the free tier this feature is not available. In the production it is available. Now for the connectivity we are going for the default VPC, and the subnet B also is the default one. In the public access we'll be giving yes, as we'll be connecting the MySQL workbench to this database. So for that we'll need the public access. Now we have to choose a VPC security group. We can create a new group. Let's say we'll create a new group and name it as RDS security, and this availability zone we can specify, and we can see in additional configurations 3306 is the database port at which we can connect our applications with this database. Now for database authentication, the RDS provides various options like password authentication, password and IAM database authentication, password and Kerberos authentication. Like the simplest one is the password authentication, and we'll go with it. In additional configuration we can name the database, like these are the options that are here. Now the backup feature, RDS provides the option to enable the automated backups, and these backups can be retained for a period of time. Like I can specify 7, 8 or 9. It depends on the use case we are solving. And we can copy tags to snapshots. Also there is an option for monitoring, so by which we can get metrics, and like these metrics will show how the processes are utilizing RAM or CPU. And we can export the logs. Like they also provide the maintenance option, so all the minor version upgrades will be handled automatically. Also we can enable the deletion protection. Deletion protection, what it does is it will protect the database from being deleted accidentally. Then there are also given the estimated monthly cost. All the things we have used comes in the free tier, so we can go for it and create a database. It will take some minutes. After that our database will be available. Now our database is in the available status. Now we can connect it with the MySQL workbench. The link to download this application will be provided in the link description. We will click here on MySQL connections. We'll be using the standard TCP/IP method, and in the host name we'll be using the endpoint of the database. Just copy it and be pasting it here. The username will be the master username that we have put is admin, and the password for that master username we have to put here, and we have to specify a connection name. Let's say AWS RDS, and just test the connection, and it shows that the successfully made the MySQL connection. on OK and click on OK here. Now we have connected to the database that we have launched in the AWS. Now here we can go to the server and can check the server status. Now we will create some schema and insert our data into the database. So let's start. Go to the file, then we will create a new model. Here we will click on the add diagram. So this option, like place a new table, and we can name it as student. Now the column name we have to give it's ID, and in the next column we can give a name of the student, and next we can give the branch. This is all. Now we will go to the database in the forward engineer. Here we will be able to connect with the AWS RDS, and these are some of the options. Now this is the script, SQL script that will be executed on the DB server in the AWS. This is the things that we have done, ER diagram, and this is the whole script for that will be executed on the DB server. And close it. This is our table. So now we'll go to the AWS RDS. Here refresh it. We can see that my DB is created, and inside it we have tables, and there's a student table that is created with these columns. Now we will insert some record in it. Now we will create a SQL tab for executing our queries. Let us insert some values. And here we have to give the column name, that is ID, then name, last the branch, last is the branch, the values, like let the ID be 1, name be A, let's say A, and branch be CSE. This is all, and now we will execute it. You can see that it has been successfully executed. Thank you for watching the video.